Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2022. We're here in Elmcreek and we're on field 71. If you recall, last episode we took on some massive contracts and they're still not done yet. And in fact, I had to stop with the baling and the wrapping because I said, I should just check in to see how much longer this work with the windrower needs to do. And lo and behold, I found him basically just going back up and down rows that were already done. So I think obviously the field shape has confused the AI here, which is fine. They did most of it, which is good. But we need to finish off this little corner section, and that way we can send the windrower up. And then you can also see, oh my goodness, how much more. How much more we have to do here with the baling. So this is going to take a long time. Thankfully, I think we can get a auto baler, or sorry, auto bale loader, which will make things much easier. You know, at least make things a tad more efficient. But we are going to have to figure out, too, do we, I don't want to say abandon this field, because obviously that would be atrocious and leaving a lot of money on the table. But the other field that we have to do, so far 18, is a much smaller field, which we can get done, and potentially as well do 2 other fields while we're up there. I believe it's 13 and 15. And then we could come back down and finish this field off. So it's something that we'll have to think about. And it's unfortunate that I can't hire a worker to do the baling. You know, I don't know if it's just with the particular piece of equipment I've decided to lease that it has a problem with, because it's a 2-in-1. But, you know, at the moment, we're stuck using that one by itself. Now, I think I might take a pause and have a look, do a little research to see if that's just an issue with that particular baler, or, you know, or am I stuck, right? Because this is a big field to do, which I don't mind doing. Obviously, I'm not going to show it all, at least all the baling, because that is a very time-consuming endeavor. So we're just going to finish off this little piece here, and we will send this tractor now up to field 18. So these are the other, field 13 and 15 we're considering doing as well. But we're going to take this one and we are going to set that up to here. And away they go. And we'll hop back into our baler, and we'll continue with this until the windrower gets up to field number 18. Wow, oh wow, has this taken us a long while to get done. Field 71 is humongous. We're getting close now. Now you also notice some drips and drabs of grass that I've missed. Oop, and I've also just missed the fact as I'm chatting here that this bale's ready to pop. So we'll back up. But I'm really glad I did lease this bale and bale wrapper combo. It's definitely going to be a very big help. So I did decide basically to finish this this field because I figured this would be the most efficient. And look at that! Look at that! Amazing! Look at all those bales. Now, if I ever own Field 71, I don't think I would actually put grass here. It's very time consuming. But, you know what happened is I did take a brief pause, so we do need to turn back on the auto drop. There we go. I think I'd definitely plant a normal crop. And let's back all the way up. Like I said, one in the hopper just sitting there. Normal crop. I'm going to get a really big harvester. Definitely much more efficient than all the steps you need to do here to get silage or hay. But, you know, wow. If you ever did need just to make sure you have a bunch of silage for a very long time, this field would definitely do it. Now, if we look, and this is why a trailer that's in, you know, bale trailer that will just pick all these up, that will still take a number of trips. Because I think the largest one can only hold 24. Is hopefully 2 trips would do it all in terms of satisfying this particular contract, and the rest I can keep because we're gonna have to have a look and see what the price of silage is. Now this may be a mix of, do we you know, sell any at this point? Now I think that just gets sold as grass, so it's definitely not as you know, beneficial to us. So I think we're going to hold on to it, which then might mean maybe it is of value for us to buy a trailer that does the loading. Maybe take out a small loan, because these are investments we do need to make. It's just, you know, obviously we're taking away from getting our chicken coop, which we definitely would love to get, but, you know, not something we need to do now. But for now, let's just crack on and quickly finish up Field 71. We are just finishing up here. Now we'll see whether... yeah, so we're going to get, I think, definitely more than one here. Well, it might not be worth it. Okay. I thought we would have a little more. But let's see how much of a bale this last little bit of this row gives us as we collect a little bit. So it might be worth our while to go around and grab a little more, because this is going to be a very wow, that got me a lot more than I than I anticipated. Now, some of this is off the field, which we can't pick up, but we should be able to get all these little bits here. So if we can get one more bale, I will be quite happy. And then we will rent a bale loader. Or we might buy it, as I said, simply because, you know, we'll need one, and this is one field. We still have at least one more field to do. And we probably took this on a little too soon. Although, you know, even thinking about that, you know, let's take a moment and think about what we were able to do here. This is a $30,000 contract, and we're going to make money from the excess silage, which is why I'm just going around to get these last little bits. Now, if I was to do this field again, or this size of field for a silage contract, or heaven help me, a contract for hay, I would definitely have the windrower over much sooner, and ideally with the follow me mod. But assuming I don't have a mod that allows, or my ability to hire somebody to do the baling, that is what I'd want to get onto as quickly as possible, because this takes a long time. And I had originally assumed when I started this, you know, I could just simply have, you know, hired helper follow me. Well, not with the mod, but allow me to mow, do the windrowing, and then do the baling and the wrap. You know, obviously we got the wrapper all in one. So I thought we'd be good, but it turns out there is a limiting factor, and that's the baling and the wrapping. And obviously as well, the ability to pick up the bales is likely not going to happen with help, so I'll do that myself. But we're so close. A bunch of bits here. Will this do it? 100%? There we go. That is our final bale for this field here. We'll let it fall off. Then we'll send this tractor over to field 18. So let's get this baler over to field 18. While we're waiting for our tractor with the baler, field 18, all the grass is cut, but we do need to get the windrowing done, and then we can get the baler. So we will do, or what I will do, is I'll go around the headland here and get that done, and then, you know, get a worker on the rest of the job. I will then come and follow with the baling. And that way we can be very efficient, and much more efficient than I was with field 71. Although, to be honest, I do think the baling obviously takes longer because there is some starting and stopping. And, you know, just the size of that field, it means I'll probably never actually would have caught up. Now, wow, beautiful. This is a beautiful, nice, cloudy yet sunny day. Loving it. So let's love this a little more and get as much done before the tractor with the baler arrives. So as you can see, a tractor with our baler has just arrived, as well as my poor windrowing skills going on here. Got a little distracted. So what we're going to do is we're going to just turn this around, and we will hire a worker to take care of the rest of the windrowing, and we will get field number 18 all done. We haven't completed the windrowing, which is fine. Now, this will be a bit of a test. We'll see how well we can catch up to the windrower. I still think it'll finish well before we basically start honking our horn at it to go faster. Now, we should also be good just the way I did the headland here, not to interfere with it coming up and down, which is a good thing, because we don't want to block it with a bale. So now, as you can see, we've made the turn, so at least this bale that's popping out now won't interfere for sure. Although what will interfere is... you know what? We're kind of corkscrewed there. We'll get that little bit at the end. Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, worker. What's going on, buddy? We're gonna take you back over. So I wonder what happened there. I guess maybe the... Because this is the part of the field you're supposed to be doing. But I guess it didn't like it. So let's see if we can get this worker hired again. Come on. Go down. Hired. There we go. Yeah, that was almost a head-on collision. And speaking of issues, since we switched tractors, need to remember to turn it back on, the baler here. So we'll keep an eye on. We'll see which way the windrower goes as we unload a bale here. Please go left. Don't come back down this way. As we wait with anticipation. Yes! Okay. I think we're good again. Although, no, for some reason that car stopped. I guess admiring our farming job here. That's it. Because it didn't look like the tractor got in the way at all. And the mowing equipment is just parked off onto the side field here. So that shouldn't be the reason why. So this is going to take another few minutes to get done. So let me crack on, and we'll see you in a moment. While this baling is wrapping, we're going to hop over to our windrower here. We're going to get it out of the way. We'll just spin it around, and we'll park it here for now. Hop back in our baling tractor. And this will allow us to get back up and down. Oh, that hole, I forgot when I jumped tractors. You know, it's a good thing that's not a drinking game because, you know, there's alcohol poisoning problems with that. So let's just keep cracking on here. Now, we do have some decisions to make as we move and finish this off. We will have to get our trailer yet to sell these silage bales, both here at Field 18 as well as Field 71. Now, both those will provide some good money for us. Obviously, I think it's around $40,000 between the two contracts, plus anything extra that we sell. Although, as I mentioned previously, We're likely to hold on to the silage bales unless the price is really good. And technically, whether it's actually turned to silage or not, I don't think it will. So I think this will sell as grass, and it's probably not something I caught on to when I was completing other contracts. Because the game at least will, when I turn the silage in as part of the contract, it'll consider it silage. However, I don't think that's the case for anything that is extra that I get to keep. So that's probably one of the great reasons as to why we're going to hold off, and we need to get it turned into silage first, but as well something we can hold on to and make a lot more money as silage. So we're just going to have to find what is the best period of time to sell that. And for now, let me just see if I can collect enough extra grass to get one more bale out of this field. We were able to get one more bale from this field, so that is good news. Now there's a little bits and bobs left, which we'll just drive forward as we release this particular bale and collect, because there still might be some value to that. We'll see, but not in terms of actually getting another bale out of this. So what we're going to do is we are going to hop down to a tractor, which is hidden, that I've sent down here to the store, and that is because we do need to find a bale loader. So this can do round bales up to 180 centimeters, which we did 150. That is a bale stacker. That's just a regular trailer. What else do we have here? That's a regular trailer. And that's a square. This would be great for other things, but we are going to lease this one here. Yes, it can do 24 bales. So let's lease it. And I assume it's going to be able to pick up the silage bales. Otherwise, we just spent a lot of money that we won't get back if it doesn't work. So let me pick this up, and we will see you back at Field 18. We're just rolling back up here to Field 18. Now, fingers crossed this works. So we're going to lower this. Now, I have seen this work. I'm pretty sure I've seen this work with wrapped bales. So let's find out. Oh, thank goodness. This is probably my favorite machine. And for those that have seen me try to load bales onto a trailer, this is also probably your favorite machine. Oh, where have you been? This is amazing. It's even giving me the bale count at the bottom. We've got 5. That's awesome. Now, this can hold 24 bales. Oh, a little too fast. Although we can apparently back right into one. That's awesome. So this should be fine for this field here. Now, what we might want to consider doing, you know, here's the thing. I do want to keep as many bales as possible to sell as silage later. So let's leave these 4 bales here. I think, and this is a risk, I think these will be enough to complete the contract. So let's get to, I think it's the biogas facility, and let's test out my theory. So we're coming up, and I'm not sure which one it is. It looks like it's this one over here. So let's pull up and see if we can get these 11 bales to unload. So we're just going to drop... Whoa! That's going to be a problem. Let's see if we can get that to unload. Okay, we've mistakes have been made. Okay, so... Oh, and that actually counted some of the bales towards field 71. Interesting. Very interesting. So let's head over to field 71 and collect all the bales that we can from over there. As we come up on field 71 here, we look at... Oh my god, look at all the marshmallows sitting in this field. So thank goodness. Thank goodness for this loader here. Not only because I am bad at loading bales, but just think of the job that this would be. This would be excruciatingly long. Even this is going to take a number of minutes to get done. But as you can see, with how fast we can drive, you just have to be careful to give the loader enough time. Look at how many we've already got. We have 8. Like, so we've third full already, and this is just taking seconds. Now, I really wish it was this fast for actually making the bales, but not the case. So let me just crack on and get a full trailer load, and we'll see you back at the biogas plant. This is our first official load from field 71, although as you noticed, we did actually, from the field 18 delivery, add in some of these bales. So let's see here. How did I get this to work? All right, let's back up maybe. Huh. All right. This is a little confusing. And I'm confused because I do have it unload the bales here. Oh, I gotta guess press it twice. There we go. That's the ticket. So between this, get that down there. We're 42% transported. So we do definitely need at least one more full load and probably a bit of another. So let's get this one done. Just coming up with our second full load of bales here at the biomass facility. And I think, and I say this with great confidence, as you can tell, I think I know how this unloads. So we're going to come up, we're going to start the unloading process, get it tilted, straighten out a bit, and then we're going to back it up, and we just got to push the bales. There we go. Oh, get a little further back as these come out. So our second full load, we're at 81% transported for field 71. So before we decide how many bales we actually are going to try to pick up, we'll come into our contracts. We'll just look at the numbers. So 85%. So that means, wow. So this, you know, we made a mistake somewhat by just accepting the contract. I meant to borrow the equipment, but instead I ended up accepting 2 silage contracts worth $40,000 total without having any mowing equipment. I had a little small square baler or rectangular baler, which obviously, to my knowledge, you cannot wrap and turn into silage. And then, of course, just how big Field 71 is. We would have likely rented this at least. We might have bought it if I didn't have to buy the other equipment. Now, that being said, I could have leased the mowing equipment I did buy. But it's something we need to add anyways. And just given the size of these fields, I think we are in for a very, very big payday. So we need to kind of think about, as we get back to Field 71, we only want to take enough bales to complete the contract. So I would say 8 bales maybe would be enough to complete this contract. And then the rest we'll collect at a later time, probably next episode. This is getting a little long, and we still have more to do. We have more to do in the month of May before we leave it. At least that's the plan at the moment. So let's get to Field 71 and let's collect 8 bales. Just doing a bit of math, and although I said 8, I think we might be upwards of 12 bales. Because there's about 19% of the field left, and I did a rough calculation as to what that might mean. So we will go back up here with 12 bales, and then the rest of these bales should be to our entire profit, which once it's actually turned into silage, you know, that's going to be some good money. So let's get these 12 bales to the biomass facility and see if we've completed Field 71. So far we've delivered 2 full loads, so that's 48 bales. There's 12 on the trailer at this point. So hopefully this completes the contract. And then we would have, I would say, I think equivalent number of bales left on Field 71, which would be entire profit to us. So let's see here as we begin to unload. Here we're going to pull forward. There we go. We made a little extra money. Field 71, I'm glad I think we brought that last bale, because that is now complete. So before, now the one thing I don't know, and I don't want to take the risk with the amount we have on there, is we still have a bunch of bales to collect on Field 71 and get them off that field. And I don't want to do that until they're back on my farm. I don't want to accept the contract until I have all those bales off of the field. So with that said, thanks for watching. Next episode, we're going to at least get those bales off the field and back to our farm. And until next time, have a good day and bye for now.